This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
I'm Mike Hebert, owner of Cantex Roofing and Construction. Every day is game day, and we'll get it right when it comes to your roofing, construction, windows, and mirrors. Call Cantex Roofing and Construction today. Together, we are one serving you.
The continuing of throwing of tortillas as long as it doesn't go on to the field of play.
I mean, that's what are the rules.
The rules of field of play, yeah.
Yeah.
I think what Tech would like to do, and I think you'll hear more about this later on today or tomorrow, is they would like throw it once and then be done.
Yeah.
But
me too. Me too.
But then, what happens subsequently, and let's say Lent Joe down there in the third row throws one and it gets onto the field, but it doesn't get noticed. But do you want Lent Joe then to be escorted from the stadium?
I have no problem with that.
Okay. You okay with that, Jeff?
Yeah, and I'm okay with Lent Joe, friend who's sitting next to him, calling the usher over and go, "This is the jackwagon that just threw that out there. Get him out of here. I don't want us getting a penalty."
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm good with that, too.
I got no issue with that.
Okay.
Now, if Lent Joe is picking up the tortilla and throwing it straight up in the air, or even maybe a little behind him so it lands in the stands, throw every play, man. Got no issue there. Keep it off the field.
Keep it off the field. You like that quick name that I came up with there, Lent Joe?
Well, I wanted to make sure we were all talking about the same guy.
Right.
Yeah, loved it. It's good stuff.
Loved it. I've never met anybody put the first name of Lent, just, or even, I think I've known some Joes that have had the last name of Joe.
Yeah, I think I don't know that I've known them, but I
think I've heard that before. Yeah, from that. Let's see here. This from the Yates Flooring Center chat line. On the threshold of a new season full of promise and hope, Tech fans have been here before. Have we, to this degree? Do we step up to the Kool-Aid stand, or do we suspect to find the pitcher full of broken and unrealized dreams and promises? For now, I'll buy the Kool-Aid and hope it will not turn sour. Yeah, I don't know that you've ever been here before where you could really honestly look, even 2008, where you could look and say you could win you have the talent to win a Big 12 championship.
You're the hands down favorite. You're the favorite. You've never been there before where you were the favorite, where you were the most talented team.
Yeah. So this is
that's why I have more confidence than normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I don't think it's a runaway like you're going to. Nobody else can touch you, and you're just going to win every game by 30 in the Big 12 play. I'm not suggesting that at all. I'm not even suggesting you're going to go undefeated.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you have a tough road record or tough road schedule in Big 12 play. So,
sure.
But it does feel like on paper you're the most talented. So, but the game's not played on paper.
Mm-hmm. Looking forward to the football game. Ready for the rain. Bought raincoat and umbrella. You can't take the umbrella inside the stadium, just so you know. Hope it rains on the farm. Wish was not artificial surface at Jones AT&T. Miss mud games in the 1960s at NFL games, especially those in baseball stadiums where it was still this time of year and they hadn't put the sod down over the infield.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like a lot of fun. I mean, you saw that it really kind of changed the game a little bit this past weekend in Ireland, where the footing wasn't great, it was wet, and passing game wasn't great. I'm not a huge fan of those kind of games. There is some appeal to the old days of
the mud.
That was kind of fun and all that, but I want our offense to be able to be offensive.
Yeah. If you were going to have a weather event, I think I'd prefer a night snow game as opposed to a rainy mud game.
A night snow game. Well, that sounds miserably cold. Yeah, I would.
Well, you'd have to bundle them,
It's miserably cold. If we're gonna have snow, I'd prefer it be during the day where it's at least a little bit warmer.
A nice, I think a blanket of 4 to 6 inches of snow at night under the lights. I think it could be. How much? Beautiful. 4 to 6. Just have it come down.
Yeah, and how full would our stands be? Would you and the lucky lady still be there?
Absolutely.
Do you understand how much snow that is?
Absolutely. The lucky lady, she can bundle up. She can bundle up, yes.
Do you
want
to go to the Double T 97.3 Coors Light postgame show? Because I'm telling you, it would be canceled because we couldn't get there. And I'm not carrying the tent from the Jones to the Overton.
The Morning Drive podcast from Double T 97.3 is presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
This day in sports history. Today is Wednesday, the day the work gets done, August the 27th, 2025. Here is Jeff McGuire.
Alrighty, boys. Haven't heard from our guy Pavone or me in a while. Fixing that today.
Okay.
Because he runs a world record 3,000 meter, 8 minutes, 28.6 seconds in 1922.
Wow.
Not going to lie, I kind of want to go to Finland just to see his statue outside of the stadium there with the moniker underneath it with the flying fin and take a picture and send it back to everybody here. Because that would just be like coming full circle. That would be cool to see.
Okay, so what's his record?
8 minutes, 28.6 seconds for the 3,000 meter.
Okay, so now it's 7:17:55. So shaved about a little over a minute.
A little over that, yeah.
Yeah.
And a little over 100 years.
Right. right.
1955, Sandy Koufax fans 14 Reds as both teams combined for a record 23 strikeouts. Major League Baseball today laughs at that record. Hell, we got that before the third inning. 1978. Major League Baseball Cincinnati Reds Joe Morgan is the first to hit 200 home runs and have 500 stolen bases.
As a second baseman?
No. He's the first to have 200 home runs and 500 stolen bases.
Oh, wow.
He was a great player back in the day.
Yeah, no doubt.
1992. Mets trade David Cone to the Toronto Blue Jays for Jeff Kent and Ryan Thompson. Interesting little trade for both sides. 2017, former Red Raider A.J. Ramos gets a rare 2-inning save for the Mets in a 6-5 win over the Nationals. It was his 25th of the year. See that guy next to you?
Yep.
He's a happy guy today. It's National Hamburger Day.
Nice.
What about, can you put cheese on it today, too?
Nope. That would be a cheeseburger.
Okay.
They are different.
Are you okay with just a hamburger today?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Normally we don't celebrate people who aren't hanging around anymore on their birthdays. Breaking that rule here. I don't think anybody's going to mind. Andre Emmett would have celebrated a birthday today.
Goodness.
Aaron Paul, 46. Patrick J. Adams from Suits is 44. Jim Thome, 55. Mike Maddox, Rangers pitching coach, is 64. And a guy that it's much easier to root for now that he's not wearing burnt orange, Mac Brown, turned 74.
I think he's a little bitter towards North Carolina. He's noticed how much more that Bill Belichick has gotten as opposed to what he got.
Guess that's understandable.
Yeah.
And on this day in 1883, one of the most powerful volcanic eruptions in recorded history occurs at Krakatoa, a small uninhabited volcanic island east of Sumatra and west of Java, heard 3,000 miles away.
Oh, goodness.
And believed to have produced the loudest sound in human history. The explosion...
Shocker, it didn't come from this building.
No kidding. The explosion threw 5 cubic miles of earth 50 miles into the air.
Goodness.
It created a 120-foot tsunami that killed 36,000 people. So how loud was that, you say? You want to get an idea of how loud it was? You know where New York City is? You know where Mount St. Helens is?
Yeah.
If Krakatoa had happened, you would have heard Mount St. Helens erupting in New York City.
Wow.
And Maud would have said to Claude, What was that?
Below the hearing range were the infrasonic pressure waves.
Mm-hmm.
They circled the globe 4 times. The globe. The whole thing. Not once, but 4 times. This just in, don't mess with Mother Nature. And that is this day in sports history.
This day in sports history. It's National Hamburger Day again. Are we on number 3 or 4 for the year?
There's hamburger. There's cheeseburger. There's bacon cheeseburger. And there's another one that's similar.
Hamburger with pickles on it, maybe?
I'm sure there's some other. But again, are you complaining about a burger day?
That's what I'm screaming. I mean,
No.
what are we upset about here?
What's next? Complaining about a pizza day?
It was great, and we want to do it a lot.
How about Bunless Burger Day?
Let's just keep doing it.
Can we have one of those? Bunless Burger Days?
I don't know. I'll have to get that far and find out.
Okay.
Maybe do something cool. We will for you, Chuck.
Somebody says this in all caps. Texas Tech fans with an exclamation mark. Dare to dream with an exclamation mark. Yes, dare to dream. Dare to dream.
I don't think it has to be a dream scenario for you to be in the Big 12 championship game or win the Big 12 championship. I mean, it doesn't have to be a miracle. I guess should say that.
Yeah, it's not going to be.
Yeah.
It's going to like, well, we expected to be here, right?
Yeah, I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but yeah.
Yeah, we kind of expected to be here.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go.
Although, I mean, you can't just ignore the fact that you have 2 new coordinators. You can't just ignore the fact that you have so many new players that have to learn to mash together and all that kind of stuff. So there are challenges with having the roster that you've put together.
And the other thing, too, is you're going to have times during a game and during a season where there's adversity, and you have to see how that's going to be handled as well.
Yep. I think you got 2 really good leaders on each side of the ball, so I don't worry about that too much.
This for a T-shirt suggestion. Sneed's outrage factories on the front, like under construction, or just like, you have like large buildings, and maybe Chris's, face with kind of a "what are we doing" kind of thinking. And
if we're going to put Chris's face, doesn't it have to be Chris's shock face?
Yeah. With outrage factories under construction, and then on the back, the calm, demeanor-looking Jamie Lent with "Choose Joy."
Okay. I'm good with it.
You good with Would you prefer the back or the front? I know what Sneed would prefer.
I would prefer the back.
You would prefer the back.
Jamie would prefer not to be on the shirt.
Yeah.
I want it like "Choose Joy" written in like script lettering, like it's the name on the back of a jersey across the top.
Okay. Choose Joy.
And so when I have the lasting memory of every time I walk away from someone is "Choose Joy." It's what they remember.
Yeah. We'll do that.
If they can't choose joy when I'm walking up to them, then that's a problem. I shouldn't have walked up to them.
No. If you look at somebody and you're like, oh, they're not choosing joy. You need to choose joy. Like if you're ever getting mugged or something, you should just look at the guy and go, instead of taking my wallet and my phone, just choose joy.
She's over there. Go get her.
Choose joy. Choose joy.
That's good, Jeff.
Hey, Chuck, you're a big fan of the conversation starter, right?
Absolutely.
You know how I said that the Krakatoa was the loudest sound in recorded human history?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what the difference between history and recorded human history is?
Recorded human history would be something...
After the invention of writing. That's where that line is. Anything before writing is prehistoric. Anything after that is recorded history.
Oh, how about that? Mr. 1%er to the head of the class.
It's interesting.
After
the invention of writing.
After the invention of writing is recorded history. Anything before that is prehistoric. Wow. That's a good one right there.
Thought you'd appreciate it.
Yeah, I do appreciate that. Might use that this weekend. Hey.
Don't talk about the Tech game this weekend.
Okay. But, you never know. You might need something to kind of boost it or jumpstart it.
How about those Red Raiders? There's your conversation starter.
This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
With Jamie Lent, Jeff McGuire, I'm Chuck Heinz. I got this from daughter number 2 last night, a little graphic. Over a 5-day time span, okay, so Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. That's 5 days. 91 college football games.
Very cool.
There's 7.
16 of them involving Big 12 teams.
Yes. I was going to say there's 7 of them in the Big 12 before we even get to our game.
Be more than that, all right?
Well, for Big 12, 7 Big 12 games.
There'll be 7 before we get to Saturday, won't
Saturday,
there?
yeah, maybe a couple of more. Yeah, you're right. Maybe a couple of more.
Because there's 7 on Thursday and Friday, and then you're going to have West Virginia and Iowa State all kick off before us, should be finished before us.
Okay, so
at least 9 completed.
Okay. And we still think the most delicious game, the best game maybe for the matchups is Auburn and Baylor.
I think that's the one that means the most for the Big 12 conference. I think I'm probably more intrigued by TCU at North Carolina.
Okay.
But I think Baylor and Auburn is the most important.
Is the intriguing thing, because I just feel like I do feel like I know you to a degree. I think it's more what's on the field. It's not the Bill Belichick factor for you. It's the right. It's a little bit of both.
I mean, it is.
Okay.
I want to see what TCU looks like, and obviously that's a team that I don't care for, but I really want them to win this game. And then I want to see what UNC looks like with Bill Belichick as their head coach. They'll definitely be a team I'm rooting against all season long.
Okay. All right. So Texas Tech released a depth chart the other day, and from a kicking standpoint, it's still up in the air a little bit when you look at things. Upton Belafonte or Stone Harrington. Coach Joey McGuire said that he felt like that would be settled by the third non-conference game. Stone Harrington is going to be your kickoff guy. Here is the special teams coordinator and associate head coach Kenny Perry about who's kicking when.
No, kind of what we've done, really. I mean, the last 3 years, I plan on doing the same thing. We've had good competition between those guys. Stone's had a great camp. Upton turned it, and Ian's, what a great addition he's been. So, we're going to go into it with 2 kickers. Ian probably will punt some, hopefully gets a chance to kick as well. Jack's our punter, but, we got to get Ian some reps. We've kind of been fortunate that we've never had anything happen to our punter in the last 3 or 4 years. So just have to see what happens. But, yeah, I plan on same thing. We've had a great battle. Stone's been great, and so he's gonna handle the kickoff duties. But I hope to get Upton some kickoffs because he's been really kicking the ball well at the last couple of weeks.
And Ian Hershey is the punter-kicker combo, okay? And he's the backup to Jack Burgess. And Coach McGuire had said that he had really kind of pushed Jack, and then he's listed as third on the depth chart as far as the place-kicking situation is concerned. Here's Kenny Perry on how this Texas Tech football team is different from the previous 3 that he's been around.
I think the whole, when you've got so many different, people talk about the transfer portal and, we've got a $400 million team or whatever we got. Everyone's got their opinion on what we're supposed to be like. The one thing that I can tell you, this being my 34th year, man, I've loved coming to practice. These guys work their butt off. They're fun to be around. I get up every day. I love coming here. So I think Coach has done a great job of blending these players and our staff, because if you come out there, we have a lot of fun with these guys. And I think you have to in the landscape of college football. It's so stressful. It's just the way it is, but we have fun with them. So I can say from that standpoint, I love coming to work with this group of players. They're fun to be around.
It's funny, in watching, Jamie, the Dallas Cowboy Netflix deal and something that came out about the 1992 team that kind of struck me as, because I keep hearing this with regard from Coach McGuire and then I think players too, to a degree, and what Coach Perry just said, that this team enjoys being around each other and they have bonded. And, in that 92 season for the Cowboys, to a man, they said, we did everything together. I mean, they showed them at off days, swimming parties and eating and, going out and cavorting and playing and, just having fun together. Now, does that translate into a Super Bowl winning team? No, I mean, you got to have great players. Does it translate into a Big 12 winning team? No, you got to have great players. But when you have good camaraderie and you have people that enjoy being around other people, there is that little extra fight for that person that's next to you, to make sure that they're successful too and that you're successful as a team. So that's something that you'll see as you go down the line. But they've talked quite a bit about the chemistry of this football team.
Yeah, I think the initial comment from Coach Perry there, and I've said this many times before, I think that the majority of the time in college athletics, not all the time, but the majority of the time, as these guys get older and they become prima donnas and play at the next level, it changes. But the majority of the time at the college level, I think that the best players are good guys, okay? And that's why they're at this level. They're hardworking. They're good teammates. All the above. That's the reason why they're so highly respected. And again, I think that Coach Tadlock loves to say that it's hard to be a great player unless you're a great teammate. And there are exceptions to those rules, but I do think there's truth to that. So for the coaches to say, yeah, I love coming to work with these guys. They're hard working, they get after it, but they have fun. And when you're dealing with the quality of talent that you have brought in here, there's a reason why, again, that they are great players is because they're quality dudes that are disciplined and know how to work and know how to treat their teammates, and all the above factors into that. Mm-hmm. And so when you're bringing in the best of the best, you're also more times than not bringing in good character. Yeah. Not every time. We all know that's not the case, but you're bringing in good character guys too.
One more thing from Coach Perry right now. He talks about how it feels to go from expectation to reality.
Sometimes you get, we don't really think about it, but since really March, all we've done is practiced and walk through. So, yeah, once you get out of spring ball, you hit the road recruiting, and then it's right back into summer, conditioning when you're up here with the guys. And, we get a 3-week vacation, and that's pretty much it, and then you're back to practice, and it's just the way it is. I mean, I don't have a problem with my job. It's just I'm ready to play somebody else. I think our guys are ready to listen to us play somebody else.
That's Kenny Perry, special teams coordinator and associate head coach. So, yeah, they'll get to play somebody else on Saturday, Arkansas Pine Bluff, and you get to see if you get to play a lot of guys too. And I'm sure there's a lot of guys that are down the line in that depth chart or that roster that look at this game and next week against Kent State and perhaps even the third week against Oregon State, not to get too far ahead of ourselves, that look at those and go, those are maybe some opportunities for me to shine a little bit, get in the ball game. And so, you hope you kind of see that, kind of like what you see sometimes in preseason games, because the level of effort and hard play, even though a lot of these guys are not going to be on NFL rosters, sometimes in that third preseason game, like the other night with the Cowboys. I mean, it was an entertaining game, I thought. I mean, I enjoyed watching it because of just the level of effort and the hard hitting and, guys understanding, hey, every play is an opportunity for me to make my mark. So you may see some of that on Saturday as well.
Your daily dose of sports and fun. This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction. Jamie's question of the day on Double T 97.3, presented today by someone not named Jamie, is brought to you by Connecticut of West Texas.
All right, guys. We all know or expect the Arkansas Pine Bluff game not to be a stiff competition game. Tubby Smith would call it a low blood pressure game for the Red Raiders. With that being said, for Chuck, Jamie, and our fine listening audience, what will be your there it is moment for this Texas Tech football game on Saturday where you think you'll be able to say, that's the team we're going to see this year? It could be a play. It could be something that happens overall for the game. What is your there it is? That's what we're going to see this year.
Last year you had 21 sacks. I want to see at least 3 on Saturday. that will give me an indication that I realize that the competition is maybe paper thin, but they put big boys on their offensive line too. If our big boys can dominate their, quote, big boys and put that quarterback flat on his back 3 times, then I'll stand up and say, that's what I'm talking about right there after the third one.
Okay. I think if I come out of the game confident in what we've seen from the 3 running backs, I think that'll be something that's a positive to me. I don't necessarily think I'll be at the point where I will say, okay, we're good at the running back position because of the level of competition, but I want to come out of it feeling good about what we saw from those 3 guys heading into Saturday.
I know it's not part of the game plan, but if Baron Morton doesn't start the second half because he doesn't have to,
I think Joey McGuire usually has him start the first drive of the second half of these kind of games
to get ready for get the idea of going from the first half to the second time, that halftime change.
It could be 56-0, and he probably would still start the second half.
Yeah, just kind of give him a feel coming out of it. Yeah,
it's that also assuming that if Baron Morton's not out there, the rest of your starters aren't out there either. That your second team and third team have officially taken over for that point in the game. And again, like I said, I know it's not part of the game plan for that, but that kind of result from your starters in the first half and your first and second team in the first half, so that you can hand the keys over for the second half to the third string guys and the fourth string guys and let them go out there and compete in the Jones for the first game. That will be because that'll be different. That'll be something that we can say, you haven't always done that kind of thing. You
definitely didn't do it last year.
Yeah.
Or the year before.
And that gets to the clean, crisp game. That gets to know, you do that by not having a bunch of penalties. You do that by not shooting yourself in the foot. You do that by executing the offense that you're learning with the new offensive coordinator. You get that with a defense that is taking care of business and maybe has a couple of turnovers at that point in the game already. But all of that goes into that kind of concept.
Okay. Just a couple things here from the Yates Flooring Center chat line. One person says, a clean, crisp passing game. Somebody else wants to see a shutout. Okay, I'd like to see a shutout. I think we'd all like to see this game in single digits, right? Obviously, a 0 is a single digit, but for the most part, we don't want to see 30 points scored on this defense by this Arkansas Pine Bluff team.
There's that's a big gap there between 9 and 30.
Right.
Okay, so if it's 13 and your first team or 14 and your first team defense gives up 7 in the first half and they get 7 in the second half, I don't think I'm going to be, against your second, third, fourth stringers. I don't think I'll be disappointed with that.
Okay.
If you're pitching a shutout, let's say you give up 3 points before the fourth quarter, and then you've got your third and fourth string guys out there for the rest of the fourth quarter, and you give up 14, I'm not going to be upset by that.
See, I don't, and I think that's where it comes into the third and fourth string guys that come in there. They're going to play really, really hard because they're fighting for playing time, whether it's special teams or down the line if somebody gets dinged up or injured. But they want to prove their worth too.
Yeah, just at that point, what I'm looking for the third and fourth string guys, just keep it in bounds. Keep the clock rolling.
Yeah.
Keep the clock rolling.
Good plan.
Most important thing, keep the clock rolling.
Okay.
Let's get out of here before midnight.
Yes.
What would be a good thing to be yelling from the stands on something like "Stand bounds"? Would that be like short, crisp, clean, so that everybody could hear it?
If that's what you want to yell, there.
Stand bounds. Yeah. Stand bounds. Get down. Stand bounds.
Yeah.
We just don't want to hear this.
What are we doing?
That's what we don't want.
I don't want my hands.
That we don't want to hear.
I do not want my hands up in the air going, what are we doing?
I am not one that wants to rush through sporting events, but if it's 56-3, let's get this thing over with.
Okay.
Because this is not a sporting event anymore. This is a bloodbath. Let's get out of this thing.
With the lack of size of their big boys, I want to see 5+ sacks, 200+ yards rushing, and 350 yards passing by 2 to 3 quarterbacks. Paul says this, and I think this is well said. No missed field goals.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah. I want to see our quarterback heave a 50-yard pass. We should have 250 yards passing in the first half. He's got that capability now. Cameron says this. I want whole game stats at half for the starters. Okay.
I like that they're getting this, because someone would say that we're not going to learn anything from this game. And I want to thank the listening audience for participating in this the way it's intended. No
injuries is what I want the most. Yeah, I'm sure to a man they would say that over there at Texas Tech as well.
They get out with a 1-point win and no injuries. While we would be pulling our hair out, they got the win and everybody's ready for game 2.
We did that last year.
Speaking of the listening audience, if anybody wants tickets, call Jeff now on the Visual Edge IT hotline, 806-771-0973. We've got tickets. Call Jeff.
Couple of 4-packs.
Look at you. You're just the wheeler dealer today. You've got all the tickets and everything. That's awesome.
Just got to promise to be cheering for the Red Raiders.
Okay.
I can make them promise that.
Arkansas Pine Bluff fans. Nah, we'll let you in. It's all good.
The Morning Drive podcast from Double T 97.3 is presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
This morning here on the Morning Drive, hour 3 of 3 on Lubbock Sports Station Double T 97.3. Take your thoughts, comments, the Yates Flooring Center chat line, Visual Edge IT hotline. We come to you from the First United Bank studio here in downtown Lubbock. Again, Visual Edge IT hotline is open too at 806-771-0973. We'll have the high school fan zone on the air for you tonight, featuring coaches from Lubbock High, Friendship, and Lubbock Cooper. As far as that is concerned, the Friendship kids get underway tomorrow as they play in Abilene against Byron Nelson, and we'll have that for you at 5:30 tomorrow on Sunny 97.7. Okay, so if you're not able to go to the game and you've got grandparents out of town or whatnot, cousins, aunts, uncles, blah, 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 you can go to Sunny 97.7, and then there's a mobile app for that. So you can download that, and that way you can, wherever you are, and maybe you're at the game and you want to just listen to how it's going, and you can tune in right there. Okay,
great idea.
So take it with you and download it, and then you get some Sunny tunes as well, and before the game.
Yeah, I was saying not during the game.
Right. You get some sunny tunes.
Keith and Paul and David are singing, which would be fun too. A little musical.
Which one do you think would be the better singer there? You just
Paul. I'm going to go Paul.
Paul Tubbs.
And Paul works with the band. Isn't he the voice of the band or something? So I would give it to him. I'd say he's more musically inclined.
And Collier, he's a 5-tool player.
No question. I was going to say 6.
Okay. He can do just about anything.
That's not nice to call him a tool.
No.
Come on, Jamie.
He's well-rounded. And then as far as that's concerned,
now we're picking on his waistline.
So we'll have that. We'll have that for you at 5:30, 6 o'clock kick on Sunny 97.7, Friendship and Byron Nelson. Also on Friday, Lubbock Cooper will be at home against Lovejoy. They're from Lucas, Texas. You ever been to Lucas, Texas?
I have not.
Okay. I don't know where that is.
Is it next to White, Texas?
Lucas. No, it's not. Lucas White, who works for us. Okay.
You've met him.
I have met him. Okay. I mean, there have been some times when maybe because I'm not around these guys all the time like you guys are. So sometimes I get confused because they wear their hair different, or they put on a cap, or they take off the cap, or they dress up, or they dress down. Sometimes it's difficult for me to get everybody's. We need names on the backs of our Double T 97.3 polos. Wouldn't that be cool? Lent, McGuire, White, Gustafson, Scott. I
mean, heck, the only shirt that I've had from here that had my name on it was my first name on the back of it.
Bad story.
I don't think I ever had a uniform that had my name on the back of it. So we'll have that game for you, Lubbock Cooper and Lovejoy on Friday on 100.7 The Score at 6:30. The Kick at 7, and then the Lubbock High coach will also be in tonight, Juan Rodriguez, and Coach Rodriguez's team begins on Thursday as they'll take on Hereford over at Lowry Field. That's a 7:00 kick. Okay, that gets you up to speed. That's High School Fan Zone tonight, beginning at 6 on 100.7 The Score. And then after that, the Rangers and the Rockies. You would have thought the Astros would just feast on the Rockies, but the Rockies have been playing better.
It's baseball, though, right? Mm-hmm. Sometimes we see the way better team lose to a team that's not nearly as good.
Yeah. Somebody says this off the Yates Flooring Center chat line. I want to start feeling sorry for Arkansas Pine Bluff by halftime.
Yeah, I think you'll get there.
Yeah.
I think you'll get there.
Lucas apparently is a suburb of Allen. Lindale Jeff says Lucas is next to Allen. Thank you. Lovejoy is between McKinney and Allen. Dan in Dallas. Okay. I guess gives me a little bit more. There's a lot of housetops there. So, a lot of rooftops. So you would think that Lovejoy is probably a pretty big school. That's an odd name for a high school. Where do you go? Lovejoy. Lovejoy.
We spent an hour today talking about choosing joy.
Choosing joy.
They are not just choosing it; they are loving it.
I know,
but
love joy. Okay.
That's right. Lovejoy.
Loving joy.
They put a hyphen in there?
No, just Lovejoy, one word. You have to figure it's like Cliff Lovejoy or somebody like that. There was probably some kind of big leader in Allen. Mm-hmm. Maybe.
You think there's ever been a couple there in that city named Lucas and Joy?
I don't know.
I'm sure there has.
I don't know. Lucas and Joy?
Lucas Lovejoy.
Lucas Lovejoy.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Lucas Lovejoy.
I feel bad for Lucas, though. Because it's not Joy loves Lucas. It's Lucas loves Joy.
What about Jeff Lovejoy?
Well, there's no city named Jeff Lovejoy. There's only a Lucas Lovejoy.
Okay, I didn't know there was a Lucas Lovejoy. City. I guess it flew over the top of me. I was trying to do something else while you guys were on the Lucas Lovejoy thing. This from the Yates Flooring Center chat line. Have you all mentioned Austin McNamara making the cut for the New York Jets? No, we have not. Good for him.
Nice. That's awesome.
I'm glad to hear that. Okay. Good for him. So that's awesome. I mean, man, if you can keep doing that, then that'll be great. Good for him. He can punt that ball all day long, right?
Yeah, and with the Jets, he should have plenty of opportunities.
Plenty of opportunity. Somebody says, how about our Reverend Lovejoy?
He's in Springfield.
Not as odd a name as Byron Nelson. Well, Byron Nelson is at least somebody we've heard of. Mm-hmm. He's a golfer. Mr. Nelson used to sit there on the back porch at the Colonial, and all the golfers go there and pay homage to him. When he died, they all said, to hell with that. Coach for Lovejoy is Todd George, former coach to a lot of good quarterbacks at Austin Westlake, and was the head coach at North Texas at one point in time. Okay, well, good for him. I think I'm safe to say this, right? You're way more of a college football fan than an NFL fan, right?
Absolutely, no question.
So, of the games that on Saturday in the top 25, will you play close attention to Texas and Ohio State?
It really just depends on the schedule.
It's at 11.
Yeah, I know, but I would just have to see what I'm doing at that time. If I'm sitting down, that would be the game I would want to watch, yes.
And then, obviously, you're not going to be available because you'll be at the Tech game. But LSU and Clemson are also playing. That's a 6:30 game from Clemson.
I'm definitely a bigger college football fan, but I don't. I love watching Big 12 games. Mm-hmm. I don't obsess over the national games.
Okay, yeah. All right, that's fair. Another big game that'll take place over the weekend on Sunday night is number 6 Notre Dame and number 10 Miami. That should be a pretty good matchup down in Miami.
This has been the Morning Drive Podcast, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction. Check out our library of Double T 97.3 podcasts at doublet97.3.com.